Right, so let's finish this list now. This is part three of our movies coming out in 2025. Fingers crossed, there's going to be some good stuff on there. We're literally at the last slog, the final slog of this list now. It's been a 3 parts. That's like only 3 hours I spent on this blinking list. But there have been some good things on it. We've spotted some really good stuff coming out, some really surprising stuff coming out, and some stuff that we kind of went, but you don't know. We don't know. It could turn out one that could be the best thing I've ever seen. So let's get on with this list. So first thing I've noticed is that one has disappeared from this list. Somewhere we have lost one because originally 227 wasn't that. 228, sorry, 228 was Presence was 228. So we'd lost a film, so they must have just got rid of a film at some point. So anyway, we're going to keep going anyway. I wonder what film it was. I'm not going to go back through and try and find it. I'm not doing that at all. Right, so we've got The Brutalist. When a visionary architect and his wife flee post-war Europe in 1947 to build their legacy and witness the birth of a modern United States, their lives are changed forever when a mysterious wealthy client. Who's in there? Anyone? Guy Pearce, Adrian Brody. Nice. Victorian Psycho. In 1858, an eccentric young governess, Winifred Nottie, arrives at a remote Gothic manor, Esor House. When Winifred assimilates, staff begin to unexpectedly disappear. Ooh. And the owner wonders if something is amiss about this governess. Joe, every time I do this, I go vampire. Maybe the governess is a vampire. I don't know. Bride of Dracula or something. Who's in it? No one really stands out. Oh well. Community the movie. I don't know what Community is. I don't know if there was a TV show before it. I have to wait and see. Muscle, starring Vin Diesel. So that's obviously going to be an action flick. Coverage. Again, we don't know. The comic follows an immortal warrior known as Berserker as he fights his way through the ages. Keanu Reeves. Okay, let's have a little look at that picture. That does actually look like Keanu Reeves. Did Keanu Reeves write the comic? That could be quite good. I've kind of got this like in my head, John Wick meets Constantine. Just looking at that. Sesame Street. They're doing a movie of Sesame Street. Come on. Big Bird and friends are expelled from Sesame Street, ending up in Manhattan. They join a TV host trying to prove Sesame Street exists, facing opposition from the mayor who wants to keep them hidden. That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Rufko. Kate Rufko is the daughter of revered US President Mark Rufko. Is drawn into a protracted legal battle with her father's estate successors. A gallery director in a fight for honour of his legacy. No idea what that's about. Never heard of these people. Obviously, I know the actors in it. There's a lot of very famous actors in it, so maybe it's going to be something big. Lords of War. The world's most famous arms dealer discovers that he has a son, Aston, who is trying to outdo his father by raising an army of mercenaries to fight in America's Middle East conflict, triggered by father and son rivalry. So you've got a father and a son that kind of are trying to outdo each other in war. Undying love. An ex-soldier falls for a vampire. Oh, hang on. We've read this one before. He must take on his credit. We've read that one before. Bad. Land of Bad. Delta Force team fight for survival as Air Force drones plot to become the eyes of the sky. A childhood history plan. 3 women are forced to spend Christmas together. Oh no, it's a Christmas movie. Along with their children and grandchildren after the man they were all once married to dropped dead in New York State apartment. This sounds like something else. But it's got Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, and Goldie Hawn in it. So it's the older women. It could be good. Kung Fury 2. I've not seen Kung Fury 1, but look who's in it. The story will focus on Kung Fury's universe, focusing on the Kung Fury's universe, with no real connection to the short movie other than the lead character, Michael Fassbender, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Coyote vs. Acme, a story set in a warehouse, a manufacturer of anything and everything used by the Looney Tunes. That could be interesting. John Cena's in it. See that? So it sounds to me like, obviously, Wile E. Coyote. It's the warehouse that makes Wile E. Coyote's gadgets that he always tries to catch Roadrunner with, but he always messes up. I like the sound of that. It could be something different. All-Star Weekend. Two buddies from a form a rivalry over their favourite American basketball player. Okay. Nightingale, with nothing written on it. Untitled, Star biopic, no. Emperor. Don't know Roman numerals, but a century. Action epic about young Joanna of Glint, who seeks revenge on the Holy Roman Empire. Charles V for the death of her father. It happens in a world of wealth, debauchery, violence, relations, sex, manipulation, and tension. Ooh, that's got it all in there, isn't it? Newsflash. On November 22nd, 1963, so we've seen newsman Walter Cronkite, I've heard of that, was given the task of reporting a live television of John F. Kennedy's president assassination. Oh, it's about the guy that does the report on the assassination. Chris Pine. Okay, bit different spin on it. Scooby's Holiday Hunt. Oh my god. To celebrate Scooby-Doo's first Christmas, 10-year-old Shaggy and the gang take him on a holiday-themed resort owned by Fred's Uncle Ned. The kids are forced to solve a 40-year-old mystery to save the resort from this ghostly hauntings. So we've got a new Scooby-Doo coming out, but they're really young in it. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. So this is about fighter pilots. Okay. Cinemas Rebel Alliance, Starfighter Squadron. So it's Rogue Squadron. That was always massive in like comic books and stuff, wasn't it? You know, games of it as well. The Incal. An epic space opera centered on shabby PI John DeFool, who happens upon a mystical artifact known as the Incal, an object of great power, coveted by many factions across the galaxy. Purpose Phone. A giant ark ship, Odyssey, and its 10,000 inhabitants, settlers, have been left behind a dying Earth journey for 50 years to the nearest star and its lone habitable planet, Proxima b. That's basically a space film with giants in it by the looks of it. What the hell? We've got to the end of the page. Oh, what's happening now? In Broad Daylight, an Egyptian film that follows the chronicle of an international colonized. Mary's Monster. Terrified of giving voice to the darkness of her subconscious mind, Mary Shelley locks into a dangerous battle with her own inner monsters as she struggles to write her seminal science fiction novel Frankenstein. So it's the true story of Mary Shelley. Oh, that could be good. Speed of Light. Pierce Black, oh, that's a good name, isn't it? Is the first to test pilot the Speed of Light plane. The experience traumatizes him and he falls into a coma. He wakes up with superhuman abilities and is able to step into visions of the past where he discovers that his wife's death was not an accident and the killers are after him. That's a bit of a new one. It's kind of amalgamation of a lot of different stories, though. I was thinking a bit of Quantum Leap in there. I don't know. Aurora, a story of female astronauts stranded in outer space to monitor solar systems that endanger Earth. She recovers shockwaves from solar storms that are bending time. Ooh. American Son, a remake of a French film, A Prophet, which centres around the exploits of a young man in prison. We're Wolves, a follow-up to the vampire mockumentary. I didn't know there was a vampire mockumentary, centering on the life of werewolves living in modern-day Wellington, New Zealand. I didn't know that. I've never heard of that before. I'm guessing it's called We're Vampires, or We're Bats, maybe. I don't know, but We're Wolves. I like that because the idea of like the werewolves, they're walking around like normal, and then every full moon they've got to be locked up and stuff. An excitement caught up in a black. Oh, hang on. Hair of the Dog. An executive caught up in a blackmail plot discovers he's just a pawn in a large, darker scheme. Last Train to New York. Remake of a 2006 Korean film, Train to about a father training his daughter. Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah, it's a train on the way to Tokyo or something, or somewhere in Korea, and not Tokyo, it's not in Korea. On the way to, basically zombies are on the train and they're trying to get off the train. Oh my god! So they've made basically a American version of it. Interesting. A Winter's Journey. An itinerant lovelorn poet is banished from society and undertakes a hazardous walk across mountains, snow and ice. A journey which will bring him to either death or a new life, based on Francis Sherbert's timeless classic song cycle. Oh, here we go. The Hulk Hogan biopic with starring Chris Hemsworth. Now, I am a massive wrestling fan. And when I first started watching wrestling, Hulk Hogan was the man. It was like he was the top guy. You had The Undertaker was there as well at the time. Ultimate Warrior, though Legion of Doom. Like that was the first era of wrestling that I watched. So obviously I know a lot about Hulk Hogan. If we've been part of that career, his career for a long time. Chris Hemsworth's style with him kind of makes sense for the build of him, but Chris Hemsworth will need to be a bit bigger, even though Chris Hemsworth is massive anyway. But Hogan, he took a bit of a turn. If you watch the Netflix Raw, the whole crowd was booing the crap out of Hulk Hogan. So I don't know how that one's going to go down. The Bermuda Triangle. I quite like the idea of a film about that. Especially if you do a dramatic sort of film, like go into it, they get lost, end up God knows where. I was interested by I love like weird stuff. Methuselah. I've heard of that. Why does that ring a bell? An action adventure story centered on a 1,000-year-old man who has used his time on the planet to develop an unparalleled set of survival skills. That's Danny Boyle. Being Mortal, based on the book Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End by surgeon someone. A 2014 fiction book. So it's Bill Murray's in it. Seth Rogen. Who killed Gumdrop? Jimmy Gumdrops. A look at prejudice, culture, class, and comedy rolled into a mozzarella ball of confusion and misunderstanding under the death penalty. Got to try and make a comedy out of that. That sounds like it's going to be a bit dark. A bit of a dark comedy. Legally Blonde 3. Oh, she's back. Legally Blonde 3 is Reese Witherspoon, isn't it? Jennifer Coolidge is in it. Oh, God. Plot unknown, 30 sort of legally. We know what it's going to be about. It's Legally Blonde. Hobbs and Shaw. That was the spin-off of Fast and Furious that had The Rock and what's his name in it? British. What's his name? From Lock, Stock and all those. Oh my god, it's gonna bug me. I can see his face. Bald head. Anyway, he's in it. It was actually not. It was very over the top. It was like, I mean, Fast and Furious is over the top. I think Hobbs and Shaw went the next level over the top. I wonder if Roman Reigns will be back in that one. The Manual for a Cleaning Woman. Could do one of those myself. Triple X 4. Vin Diesel's in it. Okay. Uncharted Joe vs. Wade project. The story behind the landmark decision of Joe vs. Wade in 1973, which paved the way for women to have safe and legal abortions in the US. Don't know. I'm guessing that sounds it's very American history. Frances and the Godfather. Couldn't tell much about that. The Girls I've Been. A con artist named Nora uses her powers of persuasion and impersonation to get herself and her friend out of dangerous situations. Oh, that sounds good. I like someone who can like talk their way out of things. I wish I had that skill because I'm rubbish at that sort of thing. But like people that sort of get in situations so they can talk their way out of it. Very quick thinkers. I like that. Laughter in the Dark. A young aspiring actress plots against a married middle-aged art critic to make off with his money. As you do. Church of Living Dangerously. How one of America's biggest pastors became a drug runner for a Mexican cartel with Christian Bale in it. That sounds interesting. London. Crime thriller based on a short story by Joe Nasbo. Oscar Isaac, isn't it? Atomic Blonde 2. Didn't we like Atomic Blonde 1? Two Eyes Staring. A horror tale centered on the friendship between a young girl and a ghost of her mother's twin. Clue. Okay. Based on the book. Now, in England, it's called Cluedo. But in America, it's called Clue. Based on the Hasbro board game, a band of strangers frantically try to figure out who is the murderer among them. I like the sound of that because I think this is a remake of a previous film called Clue. But I remember when I was younger, there was like a TV show. It was like a game show that kind of every week it played out a murder, a Cluedo-based murder, and the guests on the show had to work out who done it. That's interesting. The Dwarf. Of course, Peter Dinklage in it. The man who's ruined dwarf films for everyone else gets in a film called The Dwarf. A Machiavellian dwarf in the medieval Italian court brings the kingdom to the brink of ruin by manipulating the Prince of Stars? Prince he serves. Oh my God, my dyslexia is on one today. Foxy Trotter. What the heck is that? Hollywood. True Haunting. Terrifying story of the first televised exorcism on NBC in 1971. NBC news segment was a success and the exorcism was not. Instead, it made things worse for the Becker family who lived there. Oh, that could be interesting. I bet they've made that because that Late Night with the Devil was so successful. The Thing About Jellyfish. Millie Bobby Brown. After Susie's former best friend is lost from a drowning accident, Susie knows something isn't right. Franny was just the best swimmer Susie ever knew. She embarks on an incredible journey and learns about life, death, and love. Past Midnight. You know that films like that are going to be straight to Netflix. Past Midnight. Former superhero Midnight is serving a 35-year prison sentence for vigilantism, but is released from prison early when asked to help the police combat an arch nemesis, who seems seemingly returned from the dead. That sounds quite good. I like that premise. The Deliverance. An Indian family discovers strange demonic occurrences that convince them that they are community, that their house is a portal to hell. That Queen Latifah. Glenn Close. Okay. Jointy. A corded kid takes off for NYC when he joins forces with an old friend to produce a terrible Broadway play. Okay, could be good. Sounds comical. Sarcasmento. Ricky, an energetic and free-spirited young man who convinces Glenn, a lifetime friend who's settled into domestic life, to go on an impromptu trip to Los Angeles, to Sacramento. That's what it says, Sacramento, bloody hell. Snow Ponies. A tough group of men walled off ruthless bandits and brutal obstacles as they travel across the treacherous landscape to deliver a mysterious package. I like that. I don't know about the title. When it said Snow Ponies, I thought it was going to be one of these bloody kids shows. No, you get snow dogs and stuff like that. I thought it was going to be one of those, but okay. I like the idea of that. The Maid. Doesn't say anything, but from the book cover, she's looking for a keyhole. Be naughty. Baby Driver 2. The Hummingbird. We've already seen Baby Driver 1. You're going to know Baby Driver 2 is roughly going to be about. Mia Djokovic in this one. A Black Ops assassin begins to question her skills and training when she's placed on a questionable assignment. The Fountainhead features a feature adaptation of Ryan's novel about a young architect battling his own way through artistic integrity. Planet of the Dead, sequel to Army of the Dead. Oh, that was that one Netflix one, wasn't it? An Army of the Dead. Yeah, it was alright. Not really much I can say about it, really, but it was alright. I don't remember much. Lawyer Johnny Cochran Signal Hill. Lawyer Johnny Cochran takes on a police brutality case in 1981. Actually, Osborne. In which a young college student dies under suspicious circumstances in police custody. Anthony Mackie's in it as well. The actor. Oh, sorry. But yawning. When a New York actor, Paul Cole, is beaten and left for dead in 1950s Ohio, he loses his memory and finds himself stranded in a mysterious small town, where he struggles to get back home and reclaim what he has lost. That was a train, if anyone was wondering. I don't know if you heard that. I live next to a train track. Right, Castro's Daughter, a biopic about Ana Fidel Castro's exiled daughter, Harvey. A man befriends an invisible 6-foot rabbit, a remake of the 1950s film. Oh my God, I know this film. This film was really hard to get back in the sort of the late 80s because I know that my mum was trying to buy it for like my aunt as a present and she had hell trying to find it. That was back before the internet and stuff, so it would be harder. The Custom of the Country, Jim Jones, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Universe's Most Wanted. Set in a small town whose residents find themselves under attack after a spaceship carrying the universe's most wanted and dangerous criminals lands in their backyard. This sounds quite interesting. I like that premise. Dave Bautista's in it as well. Good old Big Dave. Apostle Paul. The story of Paul the Apostle, whose blinding vision of Jesus transformed his life. He dedicated his life to preaching about the Son of God, as well as writing many books on the New Testament, starring Hugh Jackman. Religious one. Good Spy. The Black Hand. The Mothership. 1 year after her husband's mysterious disappearance, Sarah Morse discovers a strange extraterrestrial object underneath their home. She and her kids. The Mothership. 1 year after her husband mysteriously disappears, Sarah Moore discovers a strange extraterrestrial object underneath their home. She and her kids are on a race to find their husband's father and the truth. Ooh. The Substance. That's already come out, right? That's already out. A celebrity taking, unless it's a sequel, I don't know. Black Market Drugs, yeah, that was already out because Demi Moore film. Just won an Oscar for it, didn't she? Or an award for it. Fred and Ginger. Fred and Ginger goes behind the stage personas of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, examining what drove them while celebrating the magic between them. The biopic will tell the untold love story between the two, and both on and off the screen. Okay, if you're into that. The Man in My Basement. Oh, that sounds dodgy. Charles Blakely, an African-American man living in Sag Harbor, is stuck in a rut, out of luck and about to lose his ancestral home when a particular white businessman with a European accent offers him rent for his basement in the summer. William Dafoe. Don't know. Tropico. Raymond is hired to spy on Mark, an American businessman in a steamy coastal town in northern Brazil. However, things get complicated when he falls sentimental. I'm going to read that. My brain is having it today. For Mark's. Oh my God, he falls for Mark's wife, Lucia, and her identical twin sister, Leah. So a businessman turns up to spy on this bloke, Mark. He then falls in love with Mark's wife and her twin sister. Greedy sod. Beast. A woman must fight for survival on a deserted island after suffering a plane crash. As she struggles to return to her children, she encounters unimaginable threats. Ooh. Shelter. A young father reconciles with his estranged daughter by falsely claiming she has cancer to gain sympathy from his religious mother in a small town. Oh. When the truth emerges, the three must confront the consequence of their deception. That sounds horrible. Why did they do that? Oh, sorry about you. I'm very tired today. Everyday parenting tips. Comedy that follows the challenges of raising kids during the ongoing monster uprising. Didn't we read this one yesterday? They've changed some of these orders about, I swear, and that will pee me off because I've been here twice now. The Gore. A young man spends a summer in Italy where he meets his idol, Gore Vidal, who teaches him about love, life, and politics. Kevin Spacey? Well done for getting back into it. The Fixer. A former Miss USA contestant becomes a successful sports manager. Under the influence. When a strange digital artist was having her work stolen by a popular art creator, she remains a victim of her weapon or weaponize her art to exact revenge. How do you weaponize your art? Aladdin Live from the West End. A live film recording of Disney's hit Broadway musical based on the classic 1992 animated film at the Prince Edward in London. So the London version is going to come to film. Okay. Three Men and a Baby. They're remaking that. Why would you need to? Are they putting the ghost? I'm using those whole air quotation marks. Well, I bet they've got to put it back in there because that's the most famous thing about that movie. The ghost behind the curtain that turned out to be a cobbled cat, Ted Danson. But for years, people thought it was a ghost, and that whole rumor went around. That's an urban legend right there. But Three Men and a Baby. Zac Efron. Which one's he going to be? He's either going to be Steve Guttenberg or Ted Danson. There is no way Zac Efron's playing Tom Selleck. Here we go, though. Remaking Three Men and a Baby. A film. And look who's on. Look at it. Look. Disney. Oh, God. It's going to be Three Men and a Baby, but one of the men's going to be like a trans woman or something. I don't know. Oh, that is really cool. I shouldn't be saying stuff like that, but that's just what you expect now from Disney. The Helpers. A boy is haunted by spirits who terrorize him, with frightening visions including the future abduction, his mother and a psychiatrist. His mother and psychiatrist are skeptical, but when the prophecies start to come true, they must save him before it's too late. That could be a good one. The Duchess of Malfi. A widow duchess falls in love with her steward. Got a Lady Chatty sort of thing. Lost and Found in Paris follows the unruly teenager sent on by his expired parents to live with a Persian socialite family to learn French and grow up. I'm sorry about my reading today. The Wild Bunch, a gang of American bandits. I've heard of this. That's an old film. It is a remake. Yes, it is. Gang of American bandits try to elude bounty hunters during the waning days of the Wild West. A remake. Yeah, it's a remake. Dragon Slayer movie. Dirk the Daring, the knight who set out to rescue Princess Daphne from the evil dragon Sage and a wizard named Murdoch. I remember that was a game, wasn't it? Like an early PC game. I remember that. That's a bit of nostalgia right there. Wingmen. Story follows two pilots who crash land in Vegas. Channing Tatum and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I haven't seen him for a while. The things they carried. Sniff. Hate to see you go. Sonny Bell Freeman, an aging Chicago blues musician who refused to retire and definitely hits the road with his band for one last shot to keep doing the only thing that makes them all feel truly alive. Play the blues. Morgan Freeman. Night has fallen. Lego Batman 2. That first Lego Batman was shockingly good. Untitled Call Me By Your Name sequel. I haven't seen Call Me By Your Name 1. Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2? Now this, you don't need Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2. You really do not need it, because the first one was closed and nice and... Oh, is Bob Hoskins still alive? I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I don't know how you could do it. He's going to have like Chris Pratt or something instead of Bob Hoskins. The Burning Season. A scientist brings his teenage daughter to a remote region of Madagascar where her determination to save the endangered lemurs puts her relationship and safety at risk. Okay, might be wildlife films. Outcome. Follows Hollywood star Reef as he's forced to confront his problems and atone for his past after being threatened by bizarre video footage from the past. Ooh, and with the P. Diddy thing all going on, that sounds a bit close to home for some of these Hollywood types. Ooh. I.J. Inspector Jarsham. Unlock the secrets of an international espionage caper. Inspector Jamsom and his sleuth-savvy children lead the way in a worldwide peace and order based on Jamshed series. So this is obviously like a kids sort of thing, like Spy Kids stuff I suppose. Kill Me. Jimmy wakes up after attempting suicide. That's what it looks like. Together with Margaret, the 911 operator, they set out on a mission to solve the mystery. Did someone try and kill him, or is this the spectre of depression haunting him? That's good, because that whole, like, you don't know what's going on. The guy probably doesn't know if it's real or not. Stairway. A peek into the true coming-of-age story of Robert Maltz, a Jewish teenager who escaped Vienna in the 1930s and travelled to Houston, America, as a refugee from the Holocaust, becoming a lone survivor in his village. That could be quite good. Batman Azteca de Coupe. A young Aztec boy experiences tragedy when his father is murdered by Spanish conquistadors. To escape danger. What the friggin' hell is that about? Batman. Oh, this is one of those weird Batman... it's got to be an animation, hasn't it? It's one of those weird Batman sort of Elseworld stories. Scream Before You Die. A woman is kidnapped, tortured and left for dead. The killer thinks they've got away with it. They have no idea what is coming for them. So this is I Spit on Your Grave, right? How many more of these? Oh my god. There's more than I thought there was. Okay, we're still going. Right. Tailwinds. A young girl and an accomplished female pilot develop a bond over their shared love of aviation. In the Hand of Dannett. A handwritten manuscript of Dannett, poem, The Divine Comedy, makes its way from a priest to a mob boss in New York City, where it is taken by Nick Torches after he asked to verify it. Borderline. A bodyguard protects a pop star and her athlete boyfriend from a demented stalker in 1990s Los Angeles. I like the idea of that. It's kind of bodyguardish. Stepdude. Sherman falls in love with Will's mum. No idea. Juliet. Magic drama which a young woman learns she may be related to the people who inspired one of love's most tragic. Oh, so she might be related to Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Voyagers. Cosmic love between Carl Sagan and his wife. Okay. Andrew Garfield's in it. Beautiful. Chronicles the life and career of celebrated songwriter Carole King. Ball Run follows Bobby Sanders, an ex-pro hockey player turned junior banker, as he navigates the particular and somewhat surreal world of high finance. It's a stockbroker sort of film. Novocaine. When a girl of his dreams is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unpredictable advantage. He fights to a rescue. So this guy can't feel pain, and he goes after saving her. Dirty Dancing 2, starring Jennifer Grey. Okay, I grew up with Dirty Dancing. I don't know how you can make Dirty Dancing 2 without Patrick Swayze, because he was Dirty Dancing. Like Jennifer Grey was, even though they're both the main characters, Patrick Swayze's character shone above hers. If I was going to make Dirty Dancing 2 and Patrick Swayze was still alive, I would make it so that she's now a sort of middle-aged mum needing to go like a salsa class, turns up at the salsa class, and he's there to teach it. And the normal stuff ensues. There's no way she's doing the lift now, is there? Let's be honest with her. She ain't getting up. No one's going to be up. Like, she's going to break her back or something doing that. Right. Wise Guys. Vito Genovese and Frank. Actually, going back to Dirty Dancing, if they're going to replace Patrick Swayze with someone else, or they're going to CGI Patrick Swayze in there, I'm not having that. I'll protest. Right. A pair of Italian Americans who run two separate crime families in the mid-20th century. Genovese attempted to assassinate Callisto in 1950, but Costello retired from the model. I think I've said his name about 6 different times. Bridget Jones, there's another one, Mad About the Boy. Bridget Jones navigates life as a widow and single mum with the help of her family, friends, and former lovers, Daniel. Back to work on the apps, she's pursued by a younger man and maybe, just maybe, her son's science teacher. So it's the original people back. Hugh Grant is back. Did he die in one of them though? Obviously he didn't die. The Last Showgirl. This is the Pam Ransom. Everyone's saying that Pam Ransom might win Oscars for this. Like Last Showgirl. A seasoned showgirl must plan her future when her show abruptly closes after a 30-year run. Opus. An iconic pop star returns after decades missing. Brave. That Disney one. Uncle Jack. No, it's not. A veteran with addiction issues meets his dying niece, Julianne, who wants him to take care of her dog. Jack's a match for the liver transplant and saves Julianne with some alcoholism. Makes him illegible. William Tell, an African film 20th century. So William Tell's a very Robin Hood-y sort of story. And for 20th century, amidst the days of the Holy Roman Empire, where Europe's nation fiercely vile and for primacy edition. So I'm reading this, but it's too many big words, and I'm too tired. I'm sorry. But William tells the story of the guy. He shoots the apple off the head, doesn't he? I don't remember much about it. I remember there was a TV show thing about it. Tin Soldier. The Broski offers a program for US combat veterans seeking their purpose, a path forward. Now the government is concerned with the raped rise of the well-armed, highly trained and external devoted ninjas in a cult-like program. Ooh, dark. Cosmetic tells the supernatural story of a girl's deadly pursuit of perfection. See, this is coming after the substance, so I'm guessing it's something similar to that. I don't like that whole cosmetic surgery stuff. I'd never have it done myself. It freaks me out, if I'm honest with you. Follow Francis Thornton as he investigates the cult that worships the ancient monster T'Challa. T'Chula? Creature from the Black Lagoon remake. I'm down for that. Prehistoric water creature. Because they did one that's kind of the shape of water, but it wasn't. A prehistoric water creature is discovered by scientists, leading to a tragic and romantic encounter between creature and woman. And that is us done, people. So there you have it. We are finally done. Those are all the movies coming out in 2025. And I'm excited about it. Some of them I'm quite excited about. But I'm excited about some of them. Some of them I'm like, why the hell? Like for the 3 Men and a Baby. Why would we need another one of those? Like, the first one was pretty good. They did a sequel, 3 Men and a Little Lady. But the thing that the first one's most famous for is that ghost behind the curtain. It's like Ted Danson's just cardboard cat, just sort of standing like that behind the curtain with a top hat on. And some woman freaked out for it was a dead son in the video, in the film, but it's actually just a man, like a cardboard cat behind the curtain. But that became stuff. They should make a film about that urban legend. That'll be a great film. And Zac Efron's in it. I don't know. And we saw Dirty Dancing 2. Without Patrick Swayze, what's the point? What is the point? I mean, I just don't see the point of it. It's got this original girl in it, old Jennifer Baby, but even she don't look the same because she was famous because she had the pronounced nose and she looked like the girl next door type, like a normal average girl. And then she had a lot of cosmetic surgery done, so she doesn't even look like she did back then. Another Bridget Jones, we've got that coming out, sort of cosmetic surgery. Bridget Jones is coming back out, but nothing jumped out at me on that list. The Creature in the Black Lagoon, because I'm a big horror fan, I like the old school horrors, so that kind of jumped out a little bit. But no, I don't know. There's some good things coming out this year. There's some not so good things coming out this year, and I'm excited as I ever am. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you like the 3 videos. This is like a trilogy. I've made my own trilogy now of these little what's going to come through in the next year of movies wise. What one's going to see? I'm also going to see Superman. That's top of my list. I want to see that. I've got to see how that's going to turn out. A couple of little horrors thrown in there that I want to watch. That Presence, The Presence. I really want to see that. I like the idea of like seeing it from the ghost perspective. But we'll see, because sometimes you read these things, you think that sounds like a load of crap. It turns out to be one of the best films you've ever seen in your life. Sometimes you'll be excited for a film, sit down and watch it, think it's going to be absolutely awesome, and it turns out to be Joker 2. So, yeah, so we'll see where we go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.